Hello everybody, Domestic Fox here, bringing you another knife review, and today we'll be reviewing this guy. This is the Cold Steel Talwar. Yeah, look at that, that is a big boy. Alright, in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about its specs, some of my personal opinions, and I'll also be taking you over to human hands to show you the close-ups of this knife as well. Now, I don't have it propped up because it can't be propped up like this, and also I'm a little bit afraid of it falling off the table and stabbing me in the crotch. This guy has CPM S35VN steel. There also is a serrated version of this knife, so if you prefer serrations, there is that as well. But this one is the plain edge, which I just aesthetically prefer a plain edge. This guy has got G10 handles with plenty of length and choils to find the most comfortable grip for you. Now this guy has a straight back combination with a trailing point, so it's a little bit of a straight back with a little bit of a trailing point because it doesn't trail up that much, but it is definitely not completely straight on the spine. So a little bit of a combination, in my opinion. This guy's got a nice and slicey flat grind with a satin finish. Looks really good. This knife is made in Taiwan, so if you're looking for a USA-made product, this is not USA-made, but Taiwan does make some really good knives. This knife is also equipped with a thumb plate right here, which is designed by Andrew Demko. It makes it very easy to open, and it can also snag onto your pocket for quick deployment. This knife is designed by Andrew Demko, which he makes some really cool knives and really cool knife designs as well. And it's also designed by Lynn Thompson, which is the founder of Cold Steel. Now, this knife is named after an Indo-Persian sword, which is part of the saber family, which Cold Steel makes a recreation of the Talwar sword, so I highly recommend checking that out. It's a pretty cool looking sword, which both the sword and this knife does have quite a continuous upswept belly, just the sword is more so upswept. Now this knife's pocket clip, it's a decent pocket clip. It's nice and small, but it also clips to your pants very well. It is reversible, but you need a second pocket clip for the left-hand carry pocket clip because this one is curved, so it's not compatible on both sides. You need the secondary pocket clip, which I believe in my box they forgot to put that in. So I only have the right-hand carry, but that's okay because I'm never going to use the left-hand carry. But you should have two pocket clips when you buy this knife. And this knife is also equipped with the very popular Triad lock. Very strong, very secure lock. It truly is one of the best locks out there. Might be overkill, but it's cool. All right, I'm going to take you on over to human hands, show you the close-ups, and then we'll talk price.
All right, what is up? Close-up time. Look at that blade. As you can see in there, no steel liners, so just G10 sandwiched. Nice G10 backspacer. There's the pocket clip. Reverse side for the other pocket clip. Triad lock. I find it easier to use this part of my thumb right there and press down while pushing down on the spine, but holding the spine of the blade so it doesn't come slamming down on my fingers. Because, yeah, that is a finger guillotine. It does shoulder the stop pin just a tad bit. Action on this guy is really nice. Prefer to do two-hand, just better that way. You can flick it out like this. It just requires quite a bit of momentum in the down and then quickly up. I'm not going to do it on camera because there's too much stuff around and I'm going to hit something. As you can see, it is nice and contoured and a lot of nice choils for you to grip down here, choke up right there. You can sort of choke up right here. Not the most comfortable choke up position, but it can be done. Super secure Triad lock. Overall length on this guy, a little over 12.5 inches, so that's quite a bit of knife right there. Your blade length is coming in at 5.5. Your cutting edge is coming in just a little under 5.5. Alright, weight on this guy. 8.77 ounces. So yeah, you're definitely going to feel this guy in your pocket, but it's in the hand, it's actually quite light, despite its big size, very maneuverable and usable. It's not too big of a deal in my opinion, but you're probably gonna feel it in your pocket or your waistband, wherever you put it. All right, size comparison time. Up against the mini bug out and regular bug out, or regular size bug out. This is the fancy bug out. All right, this guy's bigger. Who would have guessed? CJRB small, CJLB feldspar full sized. This guy's still bigger. What a surprise. Spyderco PM2, Spyderco Pair 3. So, big, smaller. Cold Steel Espada XL. Cold Steel Espada Medium. So this guy is bigger than the medium Espada, but smaller than the XL Espada, which is, typical. Alright, height on this guy. This guy is definitely going to be pretty high in your pocket. This is going to be quite a cumbersome knife if you're used to carrying smaller knives. You're used to carrying something like the bug out, so yeah. Now the thickness on this knife, this guy is much thicker, well, not that much thicker, just a little bit thicker than the PM2. Thicker. I need to work on my lighting. I apologize. Need to get better lighting. There you go. Blade thickness comparison, spine comparison. So this one is definitely thicker, but not too bad. All right, blade thickness. Go back here to the thickest spot. 0.14 inches on this swedge right here, and approximately 0.11 inches. The blade. Not sure how accurate I'm doing this. 0.05 inches. Handle. 0.53 inches. Alright, time for my favorite part, the cut test. I have never sharpened this knife, and I believe I only used it a little bit. Yep. Yeah. Very nice. Seems to be a little bit duller at the tip, but I'm not sure. That might just be user error. There you go. Definitely slices just fine. I think this might be user error. Yeah, yeah, I think it's the angle I was getting it wrong. Let's see. I can get more consistent cuts. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I was getting the angle wrong. This one requires a little bit more adjustment on your edge alignment because it's definitely quite a flat grind, as you can see. All right, I think that'll be it for here. I'm taking you back over to the Fox.
All right, welcome back. Now time to talk price and some of my personal opinions. Now on Cold Steel's website, this knife is $289.99, which is a bit high for the materials that you get, but you can't just sum up the price due to materials. It also has to be fit and finish and some other aspects that go into the knife, but it's still quite high. Now you can get this guy on Blade HQ for $199.95, which is a much more palatable price, and I think that's definitely more worth it. Now on Amazon, you can get this for $139.99. I'm a little bit skeptical to buy knives from Amazon. Just in my personal opinion, I don't really prefer to do Amazon. So I would really research where you're buying it from on Amazon to make sure it's a legit dealer. Now on Knife Center, it's $246.99, which is better than Cold Steel's website, but not as good as Blade HQ. And on DLT Trading, it's $246.99, same as Knife Center. So It's okay. Not the best pricing, but it's still good. Now, there is also a 4-inch version of this blade. So if you want something a little bit smaller, but like still a big knife, then there is a 4-inch version. There's a few other versions I've seen on Blade HQ, but they're always out of stock, so I'm just going to assume they're discontinued. Alright, now time for me to ramble a little bit on my personal opinions on this knife. Now, as you know, I'm a huge fan of big knives. I love big knives. I carry big knives all the time. And I think everybody should carry a bigger knife if it suits their, daily needs, if they find it comfortable. I personally like them because it makes me feel safer to carry a big knife because let's face it, nobody's going to want to harass you if you got this waving at them. Now, I do not condone violence by any means, but you definitely want to protect yourself. So this is a perfect self-defense weapon. And yes, knives can be self-defense weapons. They're not just tools, they're also self-defense weapons. They can be used as both. They've been like that in history for years, and they're going to continue to be tools and weapons for years. So anybody who is in the comments going like, oh, knives aren't weapons, they're only tools. They won't do you any good in a self-defense scenario. I've gotten comments like that before, and it's silly. This is definitely designed to be a weapon. Now, yes, carrying a bigger knife can be quite cumbersome. This knife is fairly light, in my opinion. It does not feel too heavy. In the pocket, you'll definitely be able to feel it in your pocket, roaming around in there. And make sure you got some deep pockets because this is a long knife. It's definitely going to be effective in whatever task you need it for. And so far, in my experience, when it comes to cutting like water bottles and big things, cold steel cuts extremely well. The ergonomics are very comfortable in the paw. It's also very easy to deploy. This engagement might be a little hard for some people, especially if they have dexterity issues in their hands or just lack of strength in their fingers. That triad lock can be a little difficult for some people to close. So that's just the philosophy I always live by, is just I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. I know the scenario of you being in a confrontation where you need a knife might be low, but you never know, it could be higher in your area depending on where you live. And for me, I just feel safer when I'm carrying a bigger blade. The best part about carrying a bigger blade is they're quite fearsome to anybody, even if you are being attacked by somebody and they have a weapon. A bigger blade can be quite terrifying, especially if you whip this guy out and it has that continuous upswept blade. It looks terrifying. It looks intimidating. And having an intimidating blade is really good. It can stop the confrontation before it even starts. So that's one of the good things about this. Now you can always, say to yourself that, oh, I'll never get myself into a scenario like that, and if I do, then I'm just going to run. So you can't just run if you really want. If you want to, roll the dice on you being faster than your opponent. So I would like some backup in case I can't run away. But having said that, there's still probably going to be some people in the comments going like, oh no, I ain't going to fight nobody with a big knife. You can't legitimately carry that because my pants is too small and blah, blah, blah. All right, that's your opinion. I am entitled to mine, and you're entitled to yours. Also, one of the benefits of this knife is that it's big enough to carry in my paws. Now, having said that, the unfortunate drawbacks of carrying a knife like this, if you EDC this knife, that this is like your go-to knife to open up packages or your bag of chips or, cut up an apple or anything like that, it's definitely will bring some attention towards you. So people are going to be terrified if you use this knife for just opening up a box. You're going to get people that just don't understand the concept of big knives. And there's plenty of people out there that just get scared of knives in general, even the small ones. So that's just the unfortunate thing, is that this knife is always going to be a big deal. People are going to be concerned if you take this knife out there. I've gotten so many comments of being a slasher whenever I bring up that I'm a knife enthusiast. But if you don't care what other people think and you don't mind terrifying those around you, then go ahead and EDC this knife. I ain't going to stop you. For me, I EDC this knife, but only as a self-defense weapon. I don't really use it out in public just because I don't want to terrify people. I carry 3 knives on me whenever I go out. I carry a fixed blade, big knife, and a small knife. Small knife is usually a lot less threatening, so I could just open up things without drawing too much attention. And then I carry a fixed blade, either small or big, depending on my moods. That one's also my backup self-defense knife, or for bigger tasks just in case. You never know. I carry a folder just to have a secondary weapon, because let me tell you, where I live, there's some sketchy looking people. So, can never be too safe. Now, I'm a little concerned about talking about weapons on YouTube. I might get a strike, I'm not sure. We'll find out. Alright, well, that's just some of my opinions. I do recommend this knife. It is a fantastic knife. The price may be a little bit high. I do recommend Blade HQ. That is the best price and trusted dealer. The handle is great and comfortable, big enough to accommodate for any sized hand. The blade is perfectly shaped, nice and slicey, with a beautiful trailing point blade, nice strong lock, and a truly ambidextrous knife. No liners, so it keeps down the weight. It's just two pieces of G10 sandwiched together. And G10 is plenty strong, so don't worry too much about that. So all in all, this is a fantastic blade. I definitely recommend it if you're a big knife fan. Well, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you like more knife and EDC related content, check out my other videos. And remember to bat that subscribe button, because I post every Saturday, every other Sunday. There'll be more knives and more videos in the future. If you like watching this floofy fox. You have a fantastic day now. Bye!